Welcome everyone to the start of the brand new season. UK will in the first pole position of the year. Hooks Finucci alongside Versio in P3 from Dalbox Armicus Adelaide in the Red Bull. Very good forms from them. On the 6 from Matthew Hart and 7 for Marcus Adelaide. Then it's Nicholas Palomino and Spiker rounding out the top 10 with Carlswado in 11th from De Benedetto and Davy Secchiera. Disappointing qualifying for him. Tommy Yu lines up in 14th from Niles Crumpley and Nick Leon and Aston Martin. Then it's Livery and Ocampo from an AG.E. And your boy with the bottom 4 drivers being paused with cream, Victor Levi, Revo and Chris Cornwell. Here we are in Bahrain, the first round of the 2025 season here. 5 red lights. And we go green in Bahrain. And it is a good start here for Hooks Finucci in second place. And yeah, he's probably going to have a look at the inside. He was already faster than the UK ball, heading down in towards turn 1. And will he come out of turn 1 ahead? He goes wide, and there's contact. Oh no! Red flag out, not surprised. 4 drivers are out with that incident, turn 1. Oh god, what the hell is going on here? It's absolute chaos. At the start of the race, I don't know what we have just witnessed right there. That, unsurprisingly, is many drivers out. Ahmed Silla at the front now. 12 cars remaining as we go racing again for the second restart. And Marcus Adelaide is the one this time with the better launch compared to Ahmed Silla. Heading into the first corner. And it's still Silla ahead at the moment. Adelaide goes up into the lead through turn 1. It's this time finally a clean start. But that incident before is just crazy. We're running the full 14 laps here with only 12 cars. And yeah, there's Marcus Adelaide instantly getting away. This is definitely not the race that most drivers on this grid were expecting to have for their first race of the season. And I can't believe things were just completely blown wide open from that. That is absolutely crazy. Marcus Adelaide sees himself in the lead. He's the sole Williams left in this race. But yeah, just while I go through things right now. Eliminated from that massive turn 1 incident, we got Chaos Andale, A.G.E, Matthew Hart, Niles Crumpley, Tommy Yu, Carlos Eduardo, Sebastian Ocampo, your boy, Bogdasara, Versio, UK Ball, and Hooks Finucci. That's all the drivers that have been eliminated. Exactly half of the grid is gone now. As Downey inside falls with cream on Chris Cornwell up into P11, Marcus Adelaide will be feeling some pressure from the reigning world champion of Spiker CB, who's currently running in second place, not far behind the Williams. Their battery levels are similar, so that's just going to play out into Adelaide's advantage. Unfortunately though, Spiker has soft tyres. Everyone in Spiker and Pulse with Cream are on the softs right now. Most people are on the mediums right now. It's just McCream and Spiker on the softs. That's what I was meant to say. As heading in towards this next corner, De Benedetto and Davy Secchiera, former Mercedes teammates, fighting it out in the Ford and the McLaren. As that McLaren goes wide, Livery taking advantage of that, moving up into P6. And now that is Secchiera in an Opel sandwich there, through turn 10. Sorry. He is in 5th still, ahead of Livery, who's now right ahead of De Benedetto, who's going to get attacked by Nick Leon, who makes a move up into 7th place. Down the straight though, De Benedetto with a way better exit. He holds 7th by getting that position back. Marcus Adelaide, fastest lap of this race. And he's pulling away from Spiker Palomino, a whole 4 seconds down now, who is struggling, and Ahmed Silla is right on the back of the Aston Martin. And he's already got a bigger advantage to Davy Secchiera, who's now going to have to try and make a good recovery. Using his Ford, he can very much do that, but Livery is still hanging on the back of him, using their medium tyres for his advantage. Spiker's softs are falling off now, and this is going to mean Marcus Adelaide is going to start to be quicker if he wasn't already. I'm sure he's already quicker anyway, so it doesn't really matter for him. Pulls of Cream, singing 11th, just outside of a top 10 result. Revo in the Ferrari, P10. He's just on the edge of the top 10. He'll be hoping to improve his position further, as he could try and get past the one-time race winner Victor Levi in that Toro Rosso. He's already looking at the inside line. He's going for it, but he's had to back out last moment there as Levi had him covered off. And that is the Toro Rosso staying in 9th position. Down the inside goes Paul McCream on Revo. But as we saw last lap, typically that inside doesn't work. But this time it has worked. Paul McCream is deploying very much down this straight and making a little bit of contact there with the Toro Rosso. As Spiker into the pits already, the soft tyres are not doing well around here in Bahrain. I doubt you're going to be able to do well if you're on the softs. So that's very unfortunate for those runners. Spiker on hard tyres. There's McCream on the inside of Victor Levi, who once again covers him off. Cornwell can have a chance of getting past Revo. McCream fighting back once again. Victor Levi unable to do anything about it this time round, as he's now down into P9 behind the Red Bull, and now he's under threat from Revo the Ferrari, as he's already going back onto the attack. Levi on the inside, McCream taking a wider line through there. It's worked for him, he's got more speed on the exit. Revo down the inside. Is that going to be a very good move for him? It looks like it is. Using his active arrow, hopefully that's enough for him to stay ahead. Heading through turn 11, and Revo is ahead. There is no fight back from Levi, who drops down place to Cornwell. Fighting back on the inside once again through turn 12, into turn 13, and Levi is back up into 10th. Incredible battle here toward the back of the grid, as once again, Davey Sakiera, oh, I'm not saying he's going to get attacked, but no, he's into the pits, and he might just get held up here. Yeah, he's been held up, and that's a lot of time lost. And I'm sure he'll be disappointed about that. Many drivers, though, opting to pit now. Chris Cornwell into the pits for hyperdrive. Moving on to the hard tyres. Sole hyperdrive in this race as well, after UK was eliminated in that massive pileup at the start of the race. Palomino in second place from Ahmed Silla and livery. But yeah, I really hope in future races we don't get starts like that, because that is very bad for the driver's safety. And of course, having less cars in the race, it's going to be more boring as well. Now, luckily, we have seen battles in this race, which has kind of made up for it. Obviously not fully made up, because we've got many great drivers and champions eliminated from the race. Currently, we've only got one Formula 1 champion in this race right now, and that is Spiker, who's currently running in 6th position. Oh, sorry, 2, because David Sakiera. So it's just Spiker and Sakiera, the only running champions in this race at the moment. Spiker on the inside, using his fresh tyres to get past Victor Viva. What am I saying? To get past Victor Levi. Heading into turn 14 and 15, down the inside. That was an easy move. He got it done way before the corner. And I'm sure you'll be happy about that one right there. Livery now, your leader in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Marcus Adelaide in second place, overtaken by Spiker into the first corner. And that's an easy move for the Ferrari driver, who's currently running in a great place right now. That undercut strategy is working really well for him. But Marcus Adelaide on fresher tyres moves up into second place, and also a position which would be the net race lead. Davey Sakiera isn't too far from that. He's pulling off a pretty good recovery. He's fast in clean air. So let's just see if he'll be able to catch up now to Spiker and Marcus Adelaide. I'm sure the Ford will be able to do that. It's a quick car at the end of the day, so yeah, good luck to Sakiera on your recovery drive. But yeah, it's been a very interesting race so far. Lap 6, 12 cars are out, and 12 cars were out for one incident. This could possibly have been the biggest crash in Apex history, not gonna lie. I don't think we've ever had a crash that's eliminated that many cars before. Because, like, that was crazy. That. And livery into the pits. Marcus Adelaide reclaims the race lead. He could be on for, once again, another victory. Back in 2022, he won the first race of the season. He didn't go on to win that race due to his massive crash, but he won the first race of the season back in 2022. 3 years later, we're here in 2025, and Marcus Adelaide is currently in position here to win the opening round of the season again. Davey Sakiera now on the back of Spiker. he'll be looking for this move. It'll put him into second place, and I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Deploying his battery, trying to get closer to that Ferrari, we seem to have deployed at the same time. Looking at that rearview camera, there is nothing the Ferrari can do. That Ford is just way quicker, faking a move there on the inside to go around the outside. And is he going to do it? He's going to have to commit for this one. It's going to have to be the inside of turn 12. It's not worked for now, and into turn 13, Spiker gives him the room. And once again, Sergio unable to get ahead, but it was a very good job by him to have committed that much. Here we go, around the outside, possibly Nico Palomino in the Aston Martin, heading down the straight. He's a lot quicker. He's now up into the podium places with that overtake. Incredible stuff, as he now looks to try and chase down second place. Spiker is having to do a lot here to try and hold on to this, and I don't think he's going to hold on for much longer. Palomino's a lot quicker, heading now through the next corner at the hairpin. He forces Spiker to the wider line, and it worked. Palomino up into second place with that simple but aggressive move there. And that was just lovely. That was a brilliant execution of an overtake. David Sergio right behind Spiker, whose tyres are now starting to get the physical wear, so Sergio will be getting that very soon, I imagine, in the Penske Ford. Heading down the straight for Activero, but he's losing so much time to the Aston Martin ahead now. He gets up into third once more, but that time to Palomino lost could be big. That is a lot of time, and Palomino could be on for a solid second place result here. Mark Sadley though could have a crash, possibly. Who knows what will happen, and that would definitely change things. Still on the inside line, looking to get ahead of Spiker, who doesn't budge. He stayed on his line, which he earned. That was his line. Nothing that anyone else could do about it. If there was a crash, that would just be Silla's fault. Silla did commit, but in the end he had to back out. So, not ideal for him. Cornwell just in a race of her own right now, not doing too well. It's only P11. After a very disappointing qualifying session, I don't think this is how Cornwell would want her race to go. Even though she will be scoring points as it stands, I think she would rather score points legitimately. But who knows what the driver thinks at the moment. With your courage looking around for any sort of battles, but with only 12 cars on the track, it's very difficult to find a good battle anywhere. But yeah, after the crash, I'm so glad we did find that battle towards the bottom of the grid, but unfortunately, we can't just keep that for the whole race. So, yeah, very much unfortunately. This may turn out to be a pretty boring race. But here we go. A battle is going to form up very soon, I think, between Sekiera and Ahmed Silla, as they are getting close to each other. Silla on fresher tyres. That's where Silla's advantage is. Spiker takes his way into the pit lane. He's going to go on to a fresh set of tyres to end his race off. And that does very much mean that other drivers are going to end up finishing the race on very worn hard tyres. So let's just see what Spiker can do as he's onto the softs, leaving his pit garage, and this is it. He's going to have to try and complete 5 laps on those tyres. So how he's going to do that? To Vendetta will move on to hards. He switched from hards to another hard. So that will be his final hard tyre that he's got. So yeah, that is it for Benedetto. A hard tyre is interesting. It doesn't mean you can push right to the end without any risk of like punctures or anything. But once again, everyone's just spread out by such small margins. And we do have to battle here. Sekiera and Ahmed Silla, they have finally met. Sekiera getting a better exit there. Ahmed Silla behind in P4 at the moment in the Opel. Right behind Dave Sekiera, but he's struggling for pace down that straight. And Sekiera pulls away. The corners is where Silla has the advantage, but the lack of power compared to the Ford is not doing him any good on these straights. Here comes Ahmed Silla, closer and closer into the hairpin, but he's nowhere near close enough to get a move done. Nick Leon into the pits for the second time today, as well as Paul Cream and Revo. Cornwell also in. Lake Leon comes into the pits, and it is the soft tyres on for him. Then Cobalt, softs, as Devento's actually slowed down quite a bit there, finding a little bit of room around the outside of turn 1, trying to get the move done. If he was just a little bit more committed, he would have easily gotten past Nick Leon on the straight, but unfortunately, he had to slow down there. Ravo onto hards, McCream onto mediums. Yeah, I just wonder, for the guys who pit, where they're going to end up in this race. Is anyone else even going to pit at all? Or are they all just going to stay out on their tyre? Marcus Adelaide comes in. Very interesting strategy there. But I think the hards are at the end of their life now. The wear, very bad on them. He comes in. Palomino's in. He's on to mediums. Palomino forced to slow down there. And that's an unsafe release for Marcus Adelaide. Fastest second two here, going to Nick Leon in that Aston Martin. And he's on to a fresh set of medium tyres. Livery now. 5 lap old tyres. 1 lap younger than everyone else. He has stayed out and he could be on for a race victory here if he just decides to stay out to the end. But it all depends on if he has the pace to just stay ahead of Marcus Adelaide, who will for sure be pushing. You probably expected everyone to come in, but Livery hasn't. He's got 5 seconds to make up here within the next 2.5 laps. I'm sure he can do it because fresh tyres with these Apex cars are very, very good. So let's just see what happens anyways. As Spiker and Palomino getting close to each other, Palomino will want to get onto the podium. Livery's probably going to stay out to the end. He'll probably at least finish in second place. Palomino on the inside of the line. Very close to Spiker, but he holds off. The reigning world champion, driving the #1 Ferrari this season, is currently holding on to that third place like it means everything to him. Probably does when the Ferrari's not even that good this season. Palomino and the Aston Martin getting close, deploying a bit of battery at the end of the straight, which is a very interesting choice of battery management. Deploying again down the straight. It was very good initially, but his pace advantage is starting to get worse and worse. Heading down in towards the first corner, his pace was just good enough as he moves up into third. We're on lap 13 out of 14, and Livery has already been caught by Adelaide, who's already on the back of him. There is not long to go now in this race, and I think Adelaide should have this position done easily, as he's going to look for some room at turn 9 at the outside of turn 10, and there's just not enough room or pace to get ahead of Livery. He's going to have to wait a little bit longer. The Opal will try and hold on for as long as possible, but it's going to be very difficult and very unlikely that he holds on to such a position. As through turn 12, committing to the inside line, that is Marcus Adelaide, who goes up into the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix on them lovely fresh medium tyres. He's got the move done, and Livery can say goodbye to that first place because he's not going to be getting that. He'll have to just hope now that he can hold on for second, but that may not even be possible with the pace of Palomino. We're on the last lap now. Marcus Adelaide is for sure going to win this one, as we have got a battle at the back here. It's the battle for 10th position. Victor Levi, Chris Cornwell and Ravo all fighting for P10. I mean, this might be the best 10th place battle you'll ever see. Cornwell extremely aggressive. She goes to the inside, bumping with Victor Levi, and that's going to ruin her pace down the straight a bit. But never mind, with better battery management, she's able to pull back ahead when she was looking to slip behind before with Victor Levi on the outside line. And that's not worked. He's lost a lot of speed there, and Ravo may be able to climb up into 11th. He's going to use that extra speed, and he's through up into P11. Chris Cornwell, though, looks for sure to hold on to 10th. Marcus Adelaide fastest in the middle sector. He's pushing. Palomino also pushing. He can sense a P2, but I think it's just a little too late for him now. One more lap would be good enough for him, but I don't think it's enough. Livery's got the advantage, he needs to hold on to second, but Marcus Adelaide wins the first round of the season. I mean, it was a very questionable race. I don't think any of these guys should have really been fighting at the top, no offense. Livery comes up for second, but Palomino on the last lap, missing out on P2 by 7/10 of a second, taking the fastest lap with him. Dave Sakara finishes in P5, Spiker in P6, disastrous last few laps for him. Then it's Nick Leon and De Benedetto from Paul's McCream and Chris Cornwell, who will take P10. Victor Levi, though, falling miles behind with absolutely no pace in his Toro Rosso today. Cornwell 10th, Ravo 11th, Victor Levi in last place. And there we go, Max Adelaide, your winner of the first race of the season, in some dramatic consequences. Opel's livery stands on the podium in P2 with Palomino having a great start of the season with P3, but who knows what the race would have been like if we never had that starting crash. But yeah, with all that being said, let's listen to the Brazilian national anthem. There we go, Max Adelaide, winner of the first race, livery P2, Palomino P3, Armour Silver finishing P4 from David Sekier and Spiker, from Nick Leon and De Benedetto. There was Paul's McCream, Chris Cornwell from Ravo and Victor Levi, and as you can see for the retirements, we had a Knock U, Matthew Hart, Niles Crumply, Tommy U, Carlos Eduardo, Sebastian Campo, your boy, De Benedetto, Boxarov, Versio, UK Law, Hutch Felucci, and Chaos Adelaide. And that's it for the Bahrain Grand Prix. I cannot wait to see you next time in China when APX F1 returns.